Hi, welcome back to my channel, and this is a sound off on the Braxtons. So, I said this last episode, but I'm gonna have to say it again. When Tamar is not around, you can see everyone else's foolishness so much more clearly. Everybody has something in this family. Everyone loves to say it's Tamar, and a lot of times Tamar is problematic. But she's not the only one. I'm just saying. Okay, so we saw the conversation between Tony and Trina, and she was letting her know, like, yeah, we're about to go to Maryland. We got to go check on Kevin Jr., yada, yada, yada. Y'all saw what happened. Can I say I commend Tony for being an adult, being a grown woman, being a fair person, and acknowledging, yes, there was some static between us and Kevin Sr. at the time of Tracy's passing because he threw her a funeral. She told us she never wanted that. He did it anyways. We had an issue with it, but I'm going to give grace that, you know what? We don't know everything that two married people talk about. We weren't there for all the conversations. So maybe he needed that closure for himself. I really appreciated Tony saying that because that's really the truth of it. Trina being so adamant, I was there, I know everything. I was disappointed in Trina. I really, really was. And y'all know Trina is my favorite. People probably think Tamar is my favorite, but really it's Trina. Trina really disappointed me. Out of all the sisters, I expected her to not act that way. I feel like as an audience, we all been crying the last 3 episodes for Trina, okay? Starting with her expressing how, she was there with Tracy in the room and she knows everything that happened. Then her also pointing out that, her ex-husband passed away suddenly from cancer 5 years ago. And then to relive this with her sister. We've been crying for you, girl. Our heart has been aching for you, Trina. And you were with your husband for what, 16 years? And then you guys divorced. When he passed away, you weren't married anymore. And you explained to us in detail how hard it was for you, how emotional you were. You were really a wreck. So for me, if your ex-husband of 16 years caused you to go through all of those emotions, what do you think Kevin Sr. is experiencing? He was with Tracy for over 30 years and they weren't divorced. They may have had their ups and downs, but they were still very much together. How do you think that man feels? Now, before anyone tries to come and snatch my edges, I'm not here to defend Kevin Sr. Okay, if I'm on anyone's side, I'm on Tracy's side and I'm on Kevin Jr.'s side. Okay, that's who I'm here to speak up for because I can definitely relate to Kevin Jr., even a little bit to Tracy. Okay, I can relate to both of them, but mainly Kevin Jr. I was his age when I lost my parents. So I know how it feels. And I know how it feels like all the aftermath after you lose people that you love, all the drama, the family disputes, the arguments, the court, the litigation, probate, lawyers. I've been there. I know this. I am talking from a place of experience. This show triggers me so, but as I sit here and make this video, the anniversary of my mother's passing is tomorrow. So the whole time that I've been watching this series, that has been on me very heavy. So hear me when I say I'm not here to defend Kevin Sr., but I feel like I know how Kevin Jr. is feeling. I've been there, okay? And shame on his father and shame on his aunts and everyone in the family that is unwilling to put their pettiness aside and just step up and support him. Just be there for him. Shame on your dad for not understanding that you need your aunts. They can never replace Tracy. It's just impossible. But I'm pretty sure having his aunts call and check in on him and love on him and pour into him is comforting. Just being around your mom's sisters, it's important. And I'm saying this because I know, okay? But also, him having his father is also important. He needs to have one living parent and be at odds with them. I don't know how that feels, but it can't feel good. It cannot feel good. And it's not like he was an absentee father. His father has always been in his life, okay? By his side. He has ushered him into manhood. That is his dad. For his mother to pass away and them to be at odds right now, that's heavy. That's really tough. It's not the time though for the aunties to jump in and be like, he ain't never been no good and he wasn't no good husband to Tracy and da 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 and he needs to whatever. Like all the extra commentary, even if little Kevin is venting to you guys, y'all don't need to add nothing to it. Because at the end of the day, he needs his dad. Y'all cannot step in his dad's role. Y'all can't even step into Tracy's role. He need all of y'all together, and y'all making little remarks and saying things about his dad. Right now, he might not care because he probably upset with his dad as well. But in the long run, this is causing more heartache than you realize. I just felt really bad after watching this episode. I really did. I didn't like what I saw. I really didn't. And you could tell that boy don't want to be mad at his dad no more. He mad at his dad for his own reasons. But I really didn't think it was okay how Trina was just like, I'm not speaking to Tracy's widow. It's like, you don't see how you're being, Trina? Like, Trina, you've been crying for 3 episodes straight, but you perked up when it was time to jump on Big Kevin's head. I didn't like that too much. Something about it just gave me the ick just a little bit. Now, as far as Tracy leaving everything to Kevin Jr., I didn't see nothing wrong with that. I absolutely feel like that was the best decision. I feel like it was the only decision. Who else she was gonna leave it to? Now, I paid very close attention to this because, like I said, I've been through this myself. The lawyer said that Tracy's images and her likeness, her name, that was what was in the estate. That is what Kevin Jr. has control over. I don't remember hearing them saying anything about a life insurance policy or her assets in any way. If she had maybe 401k from her job, because didn't she have a job like in the school system for 20 years or something like that? I don't remember them saying anything about her assets. They said basically Tracy Braxton as a brand. So that's her being on Braxton Family Values, her and Tawanda co-writing the theme song for that show, her being on maybe this show, maybe her music, you know, she did 2 albums, so maybe her catalog, maybe, you know, she probably has songwriting credits on other things that we don't know nothing about. Those type of things. That's what Kevin Jr. was left in charge of. They mentioned Tracy Braxton as a brand. And in my opinion, my humble opinion, I think that that's how it should be. Who else should be in charge? It should be her son. It should be her legacy, carrying out her legacy. I understand Kevin Sr. feeling away because he was with this woman for over 30 years, okay? And when people die and you've been attached to them for so long, a part of your identity kind of like, you feel different, you know? I know how that feels. You were this woman's husband for so long, and now it feels like you've been cut out. And you're, you know, you don't even matter. You don't have a say in how things go as far as her name or anything. I can understand how that would feel because let's keep it real. If Tracy had lived and her husband died and he left everything to his 2 kids, we would be calling him all kinds of bastards. We would be dragging that man's name from there to there and back around. We would be talking about him like he was nothing, like he was nothing. We really would. So I understand him feeling away, especially if they say Tracy did not talk to him about it. It could feel like he was blindsided. I understand that. But I need him to get over it. I need him to recognize that, look, those were her wishes. Those were her wishes. That's it. And this is the thing, right? We saw in the Napa Valley trip on Braxton Family Values where Tawanda asked Kevin Sr., you've been around for so long, why haven't you ever tried to facilitate the sisters coming together? And he said, because I knew it wasn't my place. I knew you guys wouldn't want me to do that, right? And what did Tamar say? Tamar said, don't nobody respect him. Don't nobody care what he has to say. Exactly. So if a lot of the things that Kevin Jr. is now in charge of, he's the executor of, has to do with dealing with the sisters, you wanted to be a part of that decision making, it would be chaos. It would be chaos and confusion all over the place. It would be arguments upon arguments upon arguments. She left the right person in charge. On top of that, you will probably eventually, if God willing, you're going to find another partner. You might even remarry. That will complicate things. It just will. Tracy wanted to make that as simple as possible, and she left it in her son's name. If that make you feel away, sir, you're going to have to get over that. Because your son needs you. He don't need the foolishness. He needs you to understand this is what it is and get over it. Now, I will say this. I don't like the fact that people are taking Tracy's decision and trying to fit the narrative of, oh, this guy was just a terrible husband. He was the worst person in the world. And Tracy couldn't trust him. And Tracy didn't even like him. And you guys trying to use that to spin the narrative that her marriage was nothing. It meant something to her. She let us know that. She was very clear with that. Her husband and their marriage meant something to her. So I don't like the whole like, oh yeah, she knew she couldn't trust him. She left her son in charge for a reason. She did leave her son in charge for a reason, but y'all are trying to spin it as if she didn't like her husband and that's why she left her son in charge. Because if we're being honest here, I really don't think that Tracy's estate is worth millions and millions of dollars. It might have the potential to be very lucrative one day, but as of today, I don't think it's valued at 10 million. Okay, maybe 2, maybe a little less, but not 10, not 20, not 30. I just don't think that it is. It could have the potential because we know that she was a songwriter, and we know like they say she co-wrote the Braxton Family Value song, and I don't know how any of that works, but I heard that those theme songs make people a lot of money. So, and she was a songwriter. You don't know who, you know, her producers might play a track for somebody in the future. They take it and spin it, and she gets songwriting credits, and we don't ever know. Like, it has the potential to earn Kevin Jr. some money, but as it stands today, I don't think it's worth tens and thousands of hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, I just don't think that it is. I'm just saying. So I don't think that the husband is coming around because he's looking for money. Like, I don't think that that's what it is at all. I think she just knew that it would make best sense that her son be in charge of her legacy. Because at the end of the day, these men cannot survive without women. He is probably going to find another partner, and that other partner could complicate things. He has a daughter from a previous marriage. She could complicate things. Shoot, I don't know if she married, but if she married to anybody like Tawanda's boyfriend, it could complicate things. So she did what was best. She left her son in charge of her legacy. Everybody's saying he's coming around looking for money. Y'all are making stuff up because I don't really think it's just a whole bunch of money attached to it. No shade. But if Kevin Jr. went to jail and the cops took his phone and he was going around with no phone for days on days on days, and he had to wait for Auntie Tawanda to come to town for him to get a new cell phone, how much money did Tracy leave him? Exactly. So I don't know. They were husband and wife. They probably had life insurance policies on one another. They probably owned a couple of things here and there. I don't think that that man is over there hard up for cash. Like, his life has had to change because they have a loss of income, yes, but he's always had a job. I think he works as an EMT or something. He can support himself. I don't think this is about money. I think it's more so about respect and wanting to feel like I was a part of this woman's life for so long and I'm feeling like I'm closed out. Her family is taking over and they convinced her to do this. He's feeling away because Tracy didn't let him know ahead of time. And sir, like I said, you're gonna have to get over that. But everybody trying to chime in and be like, oh yeah, she was married to a bad guy and he cheated on her and he did this, he did that. She chose to stay with that man. I don't know which one of those sisters married a good man. I'm still waiting to see. I really am. Okay, so I have forgot all about Tawanda's boyfriend asking their father for her hand in marriage 4 years ago. He still hadn't proposed when they were filming this show. Tawanda girl, are you serious? Talking about my man, my king. Your king is playing in your face. Something about Tawanda's boyfriend is just off. I don't trust it. Like, something about him is just not quite right. And girl, if you like it, girl, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Why would you ask her father for her hand in marriage and then you still haven't popped the question? Because y'all be making fun of long engagements, but I think I would have preferred a long engagement than you asked my dad and you really weren't even ready. Like, you did that for a moment. You wanted camera time. You and Tawanda cooked that up. Y'all are not love. And that is why I feel a way when they sit here and they talk about Tracy's husband, because none of you married great men. All of you got something with y'all. Trina's husband act like he don't even like her. But anyways, I guess. Okay, so this family dinner, I noticed that Papa Braxton did not bring his wife. Uncle Mikey didn't bring his wife. But Tawanda brings her boyfriend and Trina brings her husband. For why? I think it was nice for everyone to want to gather around Kevin. And if all of these different people were going to be in attendance, then I think the conversation should have been lighthearted. You could tell that Kevin wanted to hear stories about his mom. That's what he wanted from this gathering. Yes, he wants to vent and he wants to have certain conversations, but I don't feel like that was proper for the dinner. I think that dinner should have been just them reminiscing about, you remember when Tracy said this? You remember when Tracy said that? That was what the dinner should have been. Instead, you're asking him, well, what did your father say? Well, what this happened? And da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, you put him on the spot. And because he was so concerned with Trina and, oh, sorry, Auntie, I didn't want to make you cry. It was like, I think he wanted to have a lighthearted dinner. I think that's how it should have been. Now, later on, y'all could have gone back to the house and had a discussion and said, okay, now what's really, like, what do we need to do? Like, what's really going on? Like, y'all could have had one of those serious moments. But that dinner, I really feel like he needed just a happy, carefree thing where they talk about Tracy and just, nice little moment. But y'all get there and y'all start dissecting, well, your daddy is this and your daddy that, and she left things the way, like, he think about that every day. He needed an escape from that. Some of the people that were sitting at that table should not be privy to, us at home should not be privy to certain things that y'all discuss. But it's what y'all say, this is what Tracy wanted. And I just don't think that that's what she would have wanted. But, I will say that I wish that Papa Braxton, Kevin Sr. and Kevin Jr. could have that discussion. Maybe they have, present day, maybe that has taken place. Because I did see that Kevin Jr. was on a live with Tawanda and he said he's in a good place with his dad right now. They're talking again, something like that. So I think that was necessary for the, granddad to come in and say, look, Kevin Sr., yes, acknowledge this man. Yes, you were married to my daughter for 30 years. Y'all stood by each other's side. Y'all made it through, yada, 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 yada. But your son needs you right now. Have a sit down and let them talk about it. The fact that the producers even saw that that was needed, doesn't that say something to y'all, Braxton sisters? Like, come on. Y'all have to put y'all hate for this. I don't know what Kevin did to y'all. I really don't know what he did to y'all, but whatever it is, y'all got to put that to the side, because guess what? Tracy stayed married to him. Tracy stayed married to him, and it's so weird sitting here watching this show and them just bragging all over Kevin Sr. because each of you had problematic partners. Each of you did. And I'm not saying that Tracy wins a reward because she stayed with her problematic person, but she liked her man. She liked him, and that was her choice to be with him, and she loved him. And she let y'all know how she felt about him a couple of times on this show, especially Tawanda. So it's like, this is not the time now. Like, till death do they part. They fulfilled each other's vows, and they did what they did. It just feels like y'all are taking joy in seeing Kevin Jr. have an issue with his father. That's not right. Like, something about that just doesn't sit right. Tawanda, your first husband, baby's father, he was terrible. He had y'all homeless. But I bet you your kids have a great relationship with their father. We saw how you tore into Tamar. You would not allow Tamar to speak negatively about Andre because he was your kid's father. You did not allow it. So I just don't understand why you would do that to Tracy's son. Trina, we saw how terrible things had gotten between you and Gabe We saw all the foolishness between you and Gabe. But you always upheld that he was a good father to your children. So it confuses me, right? When we see Trina get all giddy that Kevin Jr. told his father, oh, I was born into this family, you married into it. Trina, at your big age, you would never say that to your mother or your father. So why would you celebrate Kevin Jr. saying that to his dad? Now, I think that Kevin Jr. probably needed to say that to his dad for whatever reason. It was on his spirit to tell his dad that because maybe his dad was tripping. I don't know. But for you to be giddy about it, that was weird. We all saw that clip when, well, it wasn't a clip. We all saw that scene where Iyanla was going in on Tamar, and then Tamar started going in on her, and Trina tried to calm her mom down, and she was like, Trina, I got this. And she was like, yes, mommy, yes. This episode did not make Trina look good. I don't think I've ever, and I mean ever, in all the years that I've been watching this family on TV, I've never noticed Trina's problematic side. I just never noticed it. I guess you see all of this when Tamar's not around. Trina really is a follower. I never noticed it. Now I'm starting to really understand where Tamar be coming from. I feel like whatever Tawanda says, Trina follows behind it. So like even when Tawanda and Tamar have an issue and Trina will sit there and not say anything, or she will automatically take Tawanda's side. And if you're the other sibling, of course that's gonna make you feel away. That is why Tamar always lumps y'all together, because you kind of are a package deal. When Tawanda does, or whatever Tawanda says, goes. And the rest of the sisters are always too afraid to speak up against Tawanda. That's why Tamar be having issues with y'all. You see, like I tell y'all, when Tamar not around, you can see everything clearly. Because I really don't understand how y'all have all this smoke for Kevin Sr. I can understand if y'all felt like truly in y'all spirit, y'all sister told y'all she didn't want a funeral. He did it anyways. It made y'all feel away. I get that. But y'all have to also understand that that was closure for him as well. Did y'all not have a funeral for Gabe? Like, it's crazy to me, and I wasn't there, so I'm not trying to speak like I know, but I do know that when people are in that state of, you know, they're that sick and they're about to pass away, they be conflicted. They will say sometimes something and contradict themselves later. Like, things happen. I don't know, I wasn't there, but the celebration of life that he had for Tracy, I watched that on the internet. They didn't show her body. She was already cremated. If I'm not mistaken, they presented the urn to Kevin Jr. and Olivia at the service. She was already cremated. So you can't say like, oh, you know, she didn't want nobody standing over her and being sad. That's not what it was. It literally was a service where everyone was sitting there and celebrating Tracy's life, showing nothing but beautiful pictures of her while she was healthy, and sharing special moments that they had with Tracy. It wasn't a whole bunch of hooting and hollering and crying and screaming. It wasn't that. It literally was a celebration of her life, of her journey, and how beautiful a person she was. And I can understand if y'all didn't like it, y'all didn't like it. Y'all don't like that he did it, okay. But what is really the difference between the images that you guys showed of Tracy in her final days than him having a funeral? What's really the difference? If she didn't want a funeral because she didn't want people to see her at her lowest and she didn't want people to feel sorry for her and be looking bad at her and crying, then why would you guys show those images of her final days? Because that's exactly what happened. We was crying. We was like devastated watching that. It just felt so personal. When they showed the video of her back, you see how slender and how skinny her back was. We're not used to seeing Tracy like that. We're used to seeing Tracy look beautiful and, you know, and just vibrant. And we sitting there watching her and she's just not even the woman we knew. What's really the difference between showing that and him having a celebration of life service? To me, it's really the same. And I really think Tony is starting to reflect about that and starting to like really just be a human about it and say, you know what, maybe we should just kind of approach this a little differently. Like, now time has passed, maybe we should have a conversation. But for Trina to be like, no, I'm not talking to him. And then for Tawanda to tear up so bad and be like, I will not give that individual a platform. Not Tawanda. Really? Y'all was on that show for how many years? How many times did Kevin Sr. make an appearance? Not that many times. Some of the times he only had to make an appearance because y'all was sitting up there talking about him. Like you guys are doing right now. You don't want to give him a platform, but you keep talking about him. And you expect him to let you guys just say y'all part and he doesn't have a chance to say what his side of things are. I don't think that that's fair. If you don't want to give him a platform, then don't talk about him on this show. She was so angry, and it was just like, your nephew's going to see this. How do you think that's going to make him feel? They keep saying that they did this for Tracy. They did this for Tracy. But something tells me that Tracy would not want some of the things that you guys are doing. You guys are dishonoring her in certain ways. Y'all really are. She had issues with her husband. All of you had issues with your men. All of you had issues with your men. She still stuck with him. And the time she put into that marriage, it meant something to her. It did. The same way that Trina was boohoo crying and devastated to this very day about how Gabe passed away. You guys have to understand that this man feels that times 10 because he was still married to the woman. Y'all have to understand something. It's just, I don't know. At the end of the day, like I said, Kevin Jr. needs all the support. He needs all the support. He needs every single person to be there for him. How do you think it makes him feel where he has to walk on eggshells? He got to be careful what he say to y'all. He got to be careful what he say to his dad. He got to be careful what he say to this other person because that person might have an allegiance to this person and that person have an allegiance to the next person. It's just too much. He already going through enough. Like, let it go. Like, I don't know. Maybe he really did something to y'all. I don't know. But y'all are doing too much. Y'all are doing too much. To be like, I'm not giving him a platform. Baby, the only one who wants a platform is Tawanda's boyfriend and Trina's husband. They're the ones that want platforms. You're big mad at Kevin Sr. Whatever Kevin Sr. did wrong to Tracy, he can no longer do to Tracy. He can no longer do nothing to Tracy. But you got Vaughn over there bullying Trina present day. You not mad about that? Y'all got Tamar out here looking crazy as, oh my God. Y'all need to pray for Tamar. Because Colonel Sanders is doing our girl wrong. Y'all not upset about that? I just can't take all the, oh, we just love Tracy, we love Tracy, we love Tracy. And you say you love Kevin Jr., but you're helping to complicate an already messed up situation. I was just really disappointed. I'm disappointed in all of them. The only people that I'm not disappointed in right now is the granddad and Tony. Everybody, and the uncle, because the uncle, he just be so quiet. He's so unproblematic. It's like, poor guy. Or maybe he is problem. We don't know. We don't know that man because he barely comes on TV. I'm just saying, I was just disappointed in the whole thing. I think in the next preview, they were showing that he had seizures. What the hell? And y'all want to sit up here and argue and fuss and fight about what? Is it that serious? The daddy needs to get over. Tracy didn't leave you in charge. Tracy didn't leave you in charge. It's all right. She gave her son the reins. You have to just get over that and be there for your son. Aunties, you didn't like Tracy's husband. Okay, get over it. Nobody's saying you got to be his best friend and kumbaya with him. Y'all not thinking about how much you guys are complicating things for this boy. He's going through a divorce. If he was to have a birthday party right now for his son, he was like, oh, I can't invite you because I'm inviting you. Y'all are making things complicated for Kevin Jr. And y'all don't seem to care because y'all all stuck on how y'all feel. I don't know. I was hurt by this because I know how that feels. I know how that feels to have to, like, let me tell y'all, when my mom passed away, my dad's siblings, not all of them because he got a lot of siblings, but a good chunk of them attended my mom's funeral. My mom and dad split when I was 2 years old. So it wasn't like they was going because that's their sister-in-law and they're obligated to go. No, they went because they wanted to support me. And that meant the world to me. That made me feel like I was still somebody. Even though I didn't have my mom and dad no more, I still had people that came together to love on me. That's important. All this extra that they're doing is damaging. Even if it doesn't show itself right now, down the line, it's hurtful what y'all are doing. Y'all gotta stop. That is so dumb. Oh, he was a cheater. He was this. So what? To encourage your nephew to keep having an issue with his dad is stupid. And if the granddad could sit them down and have a conversation, Tawanda, why are you against that? That just really made me feel just terrible. Y'all are making this boy feel more alone. Like, y'all are surrounding him, but y'all making him feel even more alone. Because now, if he gets too good with his dad, are you guys going to get mad at him? Are you guys going to feel a way about him? I would hope not. But those are the questions he's probably asking himself. Those are the things he's probably saying to himself. Like, oh, if I act like I'm too close to this one, am I going to upset that one? It's too much. Y'all really need to do better. Like, I cannot. And while y'all are doing all of this, Trina husband over there, I don't know, let me stop saying that. But it's the truth. I finally saw the video where Trina and Vaughn went live, and he was explaining how he didn't have an issue with Gabe. He had an issue with Trina because he didn't like the fact that Trina was best friends with her ex-husband, and she was grieving too much, and it made him angry. And when she was trying to say, yeah, but Vaughn realized that I chose him, he said, don't put words in my mouth. Don't put words in my mouth. Then he was sitting up there talking about, well, you're not going to talk? Yeah, because you're wrong. You're wrong. And I was just like, then he's sitting there with his chest showing like, bruh. Miss E and Papa Braxton, y'all need to pray for y'all daughter, because I don't know what's going on over there with Trina. Tawanda, you in everybody business, girl. What's your solution for this? You got all the answers. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know, and I don't like it. I really hope that they can fix this and soon, because this is dysfunctional. All y'all doing is put more weight and pressure on Kevin Jr. Y'all not helping him doing all of this. Y'all not helping him. I really think what happened, is Kevin Jr. probably been making some poor mistakes, because that tends to happen when you're grieving and going through it. And I think at some point his dad probably did say to him, like, I don't know why your mama left you in charge, because look how you acting. You're not even responsible enough to da-da-da-da-da. I'm pretty sure that's how that came out. And I'm pretty sure that's why Kevin Jr. was like, yeah, but you know what? I was born into this family. You married into it. Like, I think that that's how that happened. But I really think that the show is making it bigger than what it is, as if the father just hates him because he got all this money. Because he got all this money, he couldn't buy a cell phone. Yeah, I don't believe it. But yeah, I'm just rambling at this point. I just... I'm starting to think that maybe it was a mistake to bring this show back. I don't know. But yeah, this is just too much, Takeda. This is just too much. But yeah, y'all tell me how y'all feel. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And thanks for watching.